Good evening and welcome to the news. I'm Linda Shonga with your headlines. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Themba Masuku, encourages Yemaswati to uphold their history and continue to support veterans who took part in World War II since 1939 to 1945. A woman of Moneni denies owning a baboon. This animal is known for witchcraft in Africa as she's been accused of owning one. Yemaswati are encouraged to continue to heed to the protocols of halting the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands with soap and water, sanitize, wear your mask, avoid crowds, continue to maintain a safe social distance. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the National Disaster Management Agency, and they are funded by UNICEF. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Themba Masuku, encourages Yemaswati to uphold their history and continue to support veterans who took part in World War II since 1939 to 1945. This was during the celebration of the war veterans at the Deputy Prime Minister's office, where he presented a statement. It is annually celebrated at the Army headquarters at Nogwane.
The Office of the Deputy Prime Minister today had an observation of the Remembrance Day for ex-servicemen by the DPM Senator Themba Masuku. This is where he stated that it is an honor and pride that the country joins other Commonwealth member states in celebrating and observing the Remembrance Day of servicemen who fell into action during the World War I and II in 1939 to 1945, also known in Siswati as Impi Yasemshata. The Kingdom of Eswatini has been safeguarding and observing this important day every single year on the 11th of November, respectively. However, these past 2 years have been a challenge since the inception of the COVID-19 pandemic, because people are not allowed to be together in large crowds. However, the Deputy Prime Minister stated that the Kingdom has been observing this day virtually, or also having small gatherings such as the one that was held today.
There's also the laying of appropriate flowers in honor of all the ex-servicemen who fought during these wars. In the light of the COVID-19 pandemic since 2019, such parades were suspended world over. As a result, member states had to employ other strategies to ensure that the Remembrance Day is observed, such as through press statements or virtual gatherings as the new normal. As a country, we have remained steadfast towards ensuring that the relevant social protection services and programs are provided efficiently and effectively to Umsizi and the widows of Umsizi on an equal basis with other vulnerable groups in the country. They also benefit from social grants which they receive timelessly and digitally on a quarterly basis.
The Deputy Prime Minister stated that His Majesty's government really highly upholds the ex-servicemen as they fought a good fight and also assisted in achieving or attaining world peace. I'm Kanyesile Mambuza in a report compiled by Linda Shongwe Babani.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Temba Masugu, today visited areas that were affected by storm to assess the damage and also respond to the situation that is faced by the households. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Temba Masugu, today was on a conducted tour to assess the situation where homes were damaged by the recent hailstorms. He started his tour at Madonsa, proceeded to Maliaduma under the Manzini region. Many homesteads were damaged on the roof where the storm left holes. In response, the National Disaster Management Agency afforded the households trampolines to cover temporarily while they are fixing their roof. The Deputy Prime Minister advised the nation to use strong building material.
Sisuke khona ke lo sita la kuMaliaduma asikuwo onke emakhaya nami sombuluko nje kutaphuma nabo minister labanye babuke ngoba konakele netikolo kunetikolo letiphephukile kunalokunye so minister bataba banenge nje kuleli viki letako kusukela msombuluko.
The Deputy Prime Minister then presented strong roofing courtesy of the National Disaster Management Agency and also food hampers to the family, and proceeded to Egutsimilen under the Mkiweni constituency, where he was welcomed by women of the clergy. Masugu, while at Mkiweni, stated that the number of people affected is approximately 2,500 and above. Therefore, government is making by all means to respond and meet halfway the owners of the households. Member of Parliament from Kiweni state that they were severely hit by the storm. One of the beneficiaries appreciated government efforts towards assisting citizens. Linda Shongwe, the channel Yemaswati News, Mkiweni constituency. The Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Senator Oba Kumalo, encourages members of his portfolio committee to expedite the processing of bills that had not been finalized. This was during a workshop that was Thursday today.
The Portfolio Committee in the House of Assembly for the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade today started a 2-day workshop where they are discussing 4 bills that have to do with the ministry. One of them is for cooperatives and 2 of the bills are quality infrastructure bills. The minister stated that those 3 have actually been tabled in Parliament, and now the most important one, which is still yet to be tabled, is the Citizens Economic Empowerment Bill. The minister stated that this bill aims to protect opportunities for Yemaswati in business. He stated that it safeguards all the opportunities and options that are given to potential investors who are foreigners in order to protect other opportunities and skills of Yemaswati.
Kepha-ke ibhili enkulu kakhulu lokungiyona sitewiteka lamhla ngoba lawa lamathathu sesike sawateka bese kutohlanganisa nje tinkulumo ukuthi ekubeni siwapresente kuqala ku-portfolio committee basa asibuke lokhu sesikubukile sesikulungisile lesitoqala ukukhuluma lamhla lekuyinto sesikhathi ibhili esithi i-Citizens Economic Empowerment Bill. Le bill lena ibuke ukuthi eMaswati emtsabo singawafikela njani ku-business kuze ukuthi lapho ukhanza khona ukuthi sebenganywa abantu bekuhamba bangasakhona ukuphefumula sibanike lawo ma-protections. Ibhili ke lebese lo sisebenta etiko iphindze itobuka nokuthi ngumaphi ama-incentives lesingawaniketa mhlawumbe amabhizinisi abantu bemtsabo kubuka nokuthi ekulawo mabhizinisi abantu bemtsabo singenda njani ukuthi emabhizinisi abomake athole equal chances namabhizinisi abantu labasha.
The chairperson of the Portfolio Committee in the House of Assembly stated that they found it important that this bill actually goes ahead because the sooner the better, and potential investors should understand that options are open in the kingdom of
mabuza sikhanze ukuthi kumqoka kakhulu ikakhulu ngoba somabhizinisi beMaswati bebasolo bakhala ukuthi bona bakakhona ukuvikeleka ikakhulu emisebenzini eminingi ukhanza ukuthi nema-chips nelokuhamba bathengisa naloko ababo.
The workshop is going to officially end tomorrow after it takes 2 full days of deliberations. I'm Kanyesile Mabuza for Channel Yemaswati News with Gary Carlos Ezulwini.
A woman of Moneni denies owning a baboon. This animal is known for witchcraft in Africa, as she's been accused of owning one.
Some of the Moneni residents are not speaking the truth by saying she owns a monkey. She stated that she is not a witch, therefore those that are busy calling her a witch are lying. She also mentioned that all this is said about her because they want her home, which was left for her behind by her husband when he passed away.
Ngicelela siyeva la bathu nemfene make mhlambe ke ungachazela sive noma ke ungakusitshengisela emfene ukuthi ingabe iphi ingakuphi nekuthe ingakanani futhi.
Hayi cha angazani nalolo daba lo lemfene angilwazi ngempela kungakwenje ngishaya smile. Angazani nalo shema indaba yemfene angiyazi.
Awunayo.
Anginayo ngalamanye amazwi.
Bakusukela manje phokuthi unemfene usichazele nasive.
Cha lekucabanga kwami banginika nje isithombe lesiphi. Isithombe lesibe emangweni ngoba umuntu onemfene kufunakala phela umphakathi umsusa endaweni yombeka kulenye indawo noma umqosha ngisho njalo umuntu othakatha sazi kanjalo ngesikithi ukuthi umuntu ongenzi kahle emangweni udluliswa ikhulu manje ke lesiqiniseko asikho angisazi indlela nje kungihlambalaza emangweni ngoba nemphakathi ukongibuza ngalolu daba
lemfene
cha lokuthi ngiyathakatha mina nenkantolo yabuza ngimikiswa ngile suspect kune suspect ke nine bakangwane
yebo
le yalanza inyama yakagwebu lamafutheni ngangishonela indodakazi wami uyamazi mabhoyana lo mntana sindisiwe fakude kunalo sikhumbuzo fakude usejele ke yena yayigeza la enyama ngangingekho mina ngisesendlini ngile mafutheni nelisiko lokuthi na ufela uhlala endlini
sothi uthini emangweni vele indzabe emfene uyayathi bahlale bakuthuka ngayo
cha into nje lekhulunywako ngumango mane ke le mfene ivumbuka nyalo kakhulu beko ngasinjele ukuthi ngiyathakatha so ukuthakatha kwami ke anginankinga nawo ngoba lozi ungazi ukuthi ngiyathakatha akalethe ebufakazi ukuthi cha ngimkhandela igibeni nalemfene
sebesulela ngawo ukuthi unemfene
sebanendamine bathi ngiyathakatha ngoba abakhona ukungibulala abakhona ukungiyenza lento abayifuna sizathu ngileli khaya lifunakala
wakwayibona unemfene
angiyazi nokuthi njani angiyazi noma ukuthi ibovu injani angiyazi ngazi logwaja.
Reporting for Yemaswati channel, I am Nhlahla Twala in a report compiled by Justice Dlamini in Manzini.
Former President of the Republic of South Africa during the apartheid era, F.W. de Klerk, has passed on. The message of his passing were released by his foundation. He died at the age of 85. A man of Horo in the Ore region has been allegedly reported to have been removed his private parts. This follows that the man is being accused of adultery. Former President of the Republic of South Africa during the apartheid era, F.W. de Klerk, has passed on. The message of his passing were released by his foundation. He died at the age of 85.
And a key actor in the country's transitioning to democracy has died this morning. De Klerk died peacefully at his home earlier this morning following a struggle against cancer. A statement that was released by the F.W. de Klerk Foundation stated that de Klerk died this morning and he was 85 years old. De Klerk and South Africa's first black president Nelson Mandela shared the Nobel Prize in 1993 for leading the miracle transitioning from white rule in the country. He died after a battle with cancer, according to a statement from his foundation. He is survived by his wife Edita, children Jen and Susan, and his grandchildren. The family stated that they will be releasing a statement which will announce regarding funeral arrangements. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News, Ngoyoyo.
A man of Horo in the Ore region has been allegedly reported to have been removed his private parts. This follows that the man is being accused of adultery.
And of Mvembili, who is in his mid-30s, is still praising his assistants for being alive after he was brutally attacked by 4 unknown men who were armed with knives and other hard objects at a drinking spot. He says that he was severely beaten and stabbed before he was dragged on the ground. The victim says that while he was still on the ground helpless, one of the men stabbed him by his private parts and attempted to cut off his
lo mnyahlabe ngemkhwana ayise le angithi ngiyatwista so bese sengina 4 webantu bese bangihlanganyela mabangihlanganyela abuye lo mkhwalo umnya awufaye ngala awuyise le angikhala phansi ngikhala phansi asuyehla lo mfana wami la lo oshela le moto amshaya ngale nsimbi la ngemva umnyama nje amshaya ngale nsimbi la jaye kustarta le moto ke nakufuneka ukubaleka khona kubaleka ngale moto baleke ke basale batendela ke bangiphulise phansi konke la ngemuva nje ngibona kuyasabe konke nje la ngikho ngibona babuye babe wafaka lo mkhwala la nasisenze ngokuke bayethu kuthi bani labanjani ngogebhane lengakhona umbona kwabamunye bakhona le mathambo kwabamunye bakhona le mathambo lenganthulela bona kungiloku.
The man says that he doesn't know why he was attacked, but he is lucky to be alive. For Yemaswati Channel, I'm Kerry Kalos, Kimberly Mavozo, Mvembili.
Water Aid Eswatini launched the Lobamba Cleanup Campaign. This campaign emphasizes on the Clean Eswatini campaign, which was recently launched by the late Prime Minister, encouraging Yemaswati to keep their communities clean.
Water Aid Eswatini, in collaboration with the Netbank under the Adwise Initiative, announced that they will be doing a cleanup campaign on Friday, the 20th of November at Lobamba. This is part of Adwise Initiative, which is aimed at keeping the environment clean, especially rivers and dams around the kingdom, which is the main source of water in many communities of the country. Speaking during an interview with our reporters, the Director for Water Aid Eswatini, Mr. Mhlanga, explained that due to COVID-19, there will be a limited number of people that will be attending the cleanup campaign.
Maswati atawukhumbula ukuthi sike saba nemsebenzi phambilini lapho khona besenda i-dialogue ngendzaba yokulahlwa kwetibi ikakhulu nadi letifaka emanabukeni ebantwana ema-diapers lokhanza ukuthi alahlwe emahlathini labese aphethela emfuleni angcolise emanti awendela umanti lawo ukuthi angasabi ngemandla ahlandekile. Sinelisuku lapho khona si-raise i-awareness khona sing Water Aid na Earthwise last awube sikhombisa sive ndzawoni yakalobamba ukuthi singalahli phansi leto dibileto singalahli emahlathini futhi sikhuthata nje eMaswati onke eveni lokuthi eMaswati akangadilahli letinfo letifana lote emahlathini lapho ngolisa lamande.
He concluded by emphasizing on the importance of not littering, especially in rivers and dams. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News. Babane.
Illovo employees, a company based in Big Bend, today staged a petition, filing a petition to their employer to attend to their grievances, and they are threatening not to go back to work.
Workers in Big Bend had a peaceful march whereby one of the policemen shot one of them, who was then taken to Guchipa hospital. Due to the conflict, the workers fought back and hit the policeman with stones. The workers are asking for an increase of 11.5 to their salary. Obert Jele, who spoke to the employer on behalf of the employees, said they were only granted 8%, which was not something that they had agreed on.
Kwamanje kusede lo msebenzi kodwa basahambile labantu abadala laba abasebenzi lesikhathi besebasedi abasiprepared ukuthi babuyele emsebenzini umqasha angakavekile utawu bajabulile because sebahleli long period.
Mhlambe ngicabanga ukuthi bataniphendulane ngiyakubuka kwena kule khaloteni lenakho.
Cabanga ukuthi ngoba sikhathi lesi sisipedi naye umqashi nebhizinisi ya-affected. I-executive bese njema-stakeholders inkumbi pertaining bo-Sugar Association nabo-minister.
No, kungavani abukasuki ngakithi. Thina besitishukela nje emgwaqweni kude lesikulimatako baqhamuke bona bafike bazivimbele endleleni basishaye ngemathiyagesi. Lokwentekako-ke bakhona phela abafati benthaba nathi bahamba-ke bafati benthaba bawukuthi inthaba-ke sasesidama ukuthi ivikela-ke nathi-ke kodwa ungathi ivikela njani njena kumuntu aphethe ithiyagesi wena uphethe inthaba.
Uyavuma ukuthi asinike lo 8% kopha akanawuvuma ukuthi sibukede inflation yalo umnyaka lodaba. Uma njengaloku athi yena uyasinika lo 8% for 2 years uphoceleleka ukuthi leso sivumelwane leso nakenta njalo siyatingenela angeke sivume funa sikusho kube sebaleni akwati ngeke sibambisane naye thine kunyathela i-recognition ngoba leso sichibelo se-recognition agreement yanga 1993.
And they promised not to sign any agreement because they work very hard and they deserve more. Celimpilo Dlamini and Justice Dlamini reporting for Channel Yemaswati in Big Bend.
Different church ministries and establishments are planning to launch a church ministry coalition as this coming weekend they will be expected. Yemaswati are encouraged to continue to heed to the protocols of halting the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands with soap and water, sanitize, wear your mask, avoid crowds, continue to maintain a safe social distance. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the National Disaster Management Agency, and they are funded by UNICEF. Recapping our top stories to end English news. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Themba Masuku, encourages Yemaswati to uphold their history and continue to support veterans who took part in World War II since 1939 to 1945. A woman of Moneni denies owning a baboon. This animal is known for witchcraft in Africa as she's been accused of owning one. A man of Horo in the Ore region has been allegedly reported to have been removed his private parts. This follows that the man is being accused of adultery. Well, that's all for today. Until next time, please do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Good night.
a child in your house must be taken away if you want to have peace again. A child in my house? Yes!